Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to the Ramsey Custom Shop. My name is Gary, and on this video we're just doing some stainless steel TIG welding on a project that I had for a few days there. And anyway, so I'm just in the process of putting on a new 24 grit belt here, and then these are some 1/4 inch 304 flat bar, 1.5 inch wide, that I've bent into a 90 on the Swag off-road press brake. So I'm just putting a weld prep on one side of each one of these. Now these mounting brackets only need to hold up their own weight, which is about 10 pounds or so. So they don't need to be like, you know, super penetrated on both sides. But I did put a prep on one side, and you'll see here in a little bit that, you know, we'll fill the prep on one side and then just do a fuse with pulse on the back side. So, you know, I've been working on my stainless welding, and you know, I've got other videos showing some of the issues I've had, and I'll talk about in a minute. One of the main issues I was having and didn't realize it, but some people pointed it out. There's a few different things, but anyway, so these mounting brackets on this thing need to be located 16 inches apart, 16 inches on center, and I just made up a jig here with some studs on it that are exactly 16 inches on center to bolt the mounting flanges in, and then the risers, you know, just sort of get held up in place and tacked there. If you look closely here as I was tacking these, you'll see things moving around, and I noticed it. You know, luckily I came and edited the video on this very first one I did, and I noticed it, and then on the rest of them I would, you know, sort of bump things back in place, because, you know, you just hold something up there free form, and then you're just relying on the weight of the overall unit to keep it intact. Those hot tacks I was putting on there was causing it to move. Now the 16 inches on center was kept in place, so that wasn't really an issue. But anyway, so you see the prep side here. I'm using filler, going a little bit on the slow side, you know, filling that that weld prep in, and then this is on the other piece, and you'll see a Mr. Smooth in action at the end of the video here on this little setup using the side of the table. Now I could weld that on the side, you know, with this thing sitting upright on the table, but it's just a lot easier to be able to see what you're doing and to get into a spot and weld horizontally. So anytime you can, it's good to fixture something up where you're welding horizontal, meaning on a flat surface. So here's the back side, and I had pulse turned on for this part, and I was using 2 pulses per second, and had it on about 200 amps. Again, it's quarter inch material, but it was welding nowhere near at that amperage, because I was running 10% background current and 10% on time. So the average was probably 140 amps or something. But you'll see those fusion welds, you know, how light in color they are, the light straw gold color, which is an indication of, you know, that you're not getting a lot of heat input into the weld. Also an indication of gas coverage, but you see that one laid out pretty nice there, just a fusion weld. So that wraps up this video. If you're interested in taking some TIG welding classes, you know, I do a basic one-on-one class for the public, and I teach them all the time. I have guys come in and do that, and it's really inexpensive. I'm not an expert welder, as you can see by my welds. They're not perfect, but I'm pretty good at teaching somebody that's really just getting started and kind of getting the torch in their hand, getting them to see the right things, and you'll get, you know, 6 to 7 hours of dedicated one day time with doing nothing but welding, and me watching you weld and giving you feedback as we go. And, you know, we'll weld on stainless steel, we'll weld on aluminum, mild steel, you know, we'll do some silicon bronze, anything you want to do basically. So be sure to check out Mr. Smooth here in action, and I'll see you on the next video, guys.